Welcome to our podcast called Digging Deep, where we talk about baseball and a bunch of fun stuff going on in our lives and some old past stories. You're going to get a lot of that today. But we're going to start off with our main topic, which is obviously baseball with spring training. So, Caden, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, I think we should start off with who we think our World Series prediction is going to be. A lot of good contenders, possibly repeat champion the Dodgers, some surprise teams. A lot of teams made some good moves in the offseason. So we'll start with you, Jay. Who do you think is going to win the World Series?
I'm going to give you my prediction, and then I'll give you a sleeper team, and then, I'll give you two sleeper teams, too. One AL, one NL. So, right now, you look at the AL, I just don't think that the Yankees can put it together right now with their lineup. That probably sounds like a stupid take, but whenever you have two players who are insane, but just can't stay healthy, then, your lineup falls apart. And then you have people like Gleyber Torres who are kind of a little bit inconsistent. So, in my opinion, the White Sox have it all together in the AL. You've got Eloy, Robert, Anderson, Abreu, and then that rotation is just stupidly good. And then you go to the NL, you got the Padres and the Braves. To me, Padres have it all there, no doubt, no question. But I think that the Braves, when they're healthy and they play like the Braves, are easily the champions. You saw their bullpen fell apart in those last couple of games. They keep going, and that bullpen doesn't fall apart. There's no chance they don't win a ring. So, those are my favorites. I'd say Braves, White Sox, and then my two sleeper teams are the Blue Jays and the Mets for right now, I think.
I like that.
Because the Blue Jays look like they've got it all together, same thing with the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Padres aren't a sleeper team, but if you want to throw them in instead of the Braves, you could totally do that. They're just as good.
So for mine, I'll kind of agree with you on the NL side. I like the Braves. I like the Padres. I'm gonna go with the Padres though, because I feel like with all the hype around the Padres, I feel like they can pull it off. You signed Tatis to $300 million contract. Obviously, it gets the fans all hyped up. They go out, they get Blake Snell from the Rays, they get Joe Musgrove from the Pirates. They added a lot of depth. Austin Nola, catcher. I mean, they really went out and said, "Hey, we are a contender. We can play. We did something in the playoffs. We almost got to the NLCS. Yes, we have a team." I think they did a really good job addressing the offseason. Said, "All right, what do we really need?" And I think they're World Series bound on the National League side.
You look at their. Sorry, go ahead.
The American League side, I like the White Sox. I like where you're going. I like the Yankees. I think the Yankees are always in it because it's the Yankees. But my team in the AL is the Tampa Bay Rays. Yep, the only key thing about the Rays is they've lost Blake Snell, so they don't really have a number one ace. I think Tyler Glasnow can definitely take over the role as number one ace if healthy and goes back to the way he was last year in 2020, in 2019. But I think the Rays, I don't know if they just got hot at the right time, but I think they can be a legit contender once again. And I'd like to see them back in the World Series because I think they definitely have the capability to do it. So if it was a Rays Padres World Series, I think that'd be good for the game of baseball. Two small market teams that, kind of put it together with their prospect core and making trades. I think it'd be really cool to see, it's San Diego and Tampa Bay as a World Series. It's New York, it's LA, it's Washington, it's the big markets. So when you put the small markets in, everyone's going to watch. And it's the young talent, with Fernando Tatis. He's possibly near the face of the league.
Totally.
So I think the Padres would win. And then Kevin Cash gets fired from the race because he can't win a World Series after two tries. But a Rays Padres World Series seems like it'd be great for the sport of baseball.
Agreed.
Who's your sleepers?
Yeah, I agreed with Jay about the Blue Jays. I think, they have a bunch of young starters. Nate Pearson, Sean Reed-Foley, who both, I think, need to break out this season for them to be contenders. And then, of course, you have the big three, Cavan Biggio, Vlad Guerrero Jr., and Bo Bichette. And I think of those three live to the hype as well. I mean, that's what 3. That's a third of your lineup consists around those two. So
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that they can
Totally.
pull something off this year and become the stars of the Blue Jays, because I'd love to see the Blue Jays back in the World Series spot again.
Oh, totally. It's been a while.
Especially whenever
And then
you
for
look
the
at.
NL
Sorry.
side, ooh, the NL side, that's a tough one.
That
I
is. It
really
really
think it's
is.
just a bunch of juggernauts with the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Padres. But when I look at the NL Central, I don't see a definitely really good team, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Milwaukee Brewers actually make a little bit of a run this year. They're a team that's
I
been
can
kind
see
of
it. I can
flown
see it.
under the radar. And I
They
don't think
have.
they've made the big step yet. And I really think that they're a team that could possibly make a big step in 2021.
The only thing I don't agree with the Brewers is a lot of the Padres rumors. Like, they're talking about trading Josh Hader and Yelich over to the Padres. That just makes them 10 times better. But it also hurts the Brewers some more. So, depending on what prospects they get back, because I've heard Gore thrown around, and I've heard, not Trammell, Hassel.
Oh, shit. My bad.
But yeah, again, with the Blue Jays, too, you look at Vlad. He's been really working this offseason. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes some noise this year, too.
100%. I'd love to see Vlad Guerrero Jr. become just like his dad, just kind of become an elite hitter. He's not known for throwing whatsoever.
People sleep on Ha-Seong Kim, too. I watched a lot of his highlights when they signed him. The dude rakes. Dude hits nukes.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won Rookie of the Year, to be honest.
So my World Series picks this year, honestly, I personally think it's going to be the Padres, White Sox, and then my two sleeper teams. So for the AL, I honestly think that the Oakland Athletics are a sleeper team right now.
Okay, I like that. I really do. I
think they have the assets to do well. Just people don't see them as one of those teams that will do well this year.
No, I think the A's can definitely do well. It's a matter of consistency for them.
That and pitching.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They lost Liam Hendricks. That was a huge hit. And then they got rid of Mike Minor, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but if you're the A's, if you're Chris Bassett or Sean Manaea, you need them to become the ace, the 1-2. You're deadly pitching. Because you're in a division where you're against the hitters. You're not going to win against the Houston Astros if your 1-2 aren't working.
Well, you also don't have to worry if they're banging on garbage cans either, but I mean, boom, boom, boom. It's a strike. It's coming right down the middle.
Bam,
but
home run.
My NL sleeper, now this could just be because I'm biased or something, but I personally think the Nationals are a sleeper. I mean, they need to put it together, but they could be a sleeper team. They're trying to build for the future, but yet also build for another ring. By bringing in Bell and Schwarber,
yeah,
I could see them making the playoffs, maybe getting out round 1, round 2. But hey, a playoff game is a playoff game.
No, they definitely do have the young assets as well. Juan Soto, Victor Robles, Trey Turner. Still got Max Scherzer and Stevie Strasburg in the rotation.
Totally.
Zimmerman can bounce back too. You got to look at him as well.
I think that they brought in Bell to try to replace Zimmerman coming down the line. I think within a year or two, Zimmerman's going to retire. Bell's going to come in full time for him.
No, it's not a bad thing. The competition between Gold Glover and a guy who's won a 2-time All-Star. So, I mean, if Zimmerman and Bell are 1-2, I mean, who's complaining?
I think that's perfect. I am extremely happy about that. Honestly, I still say to this day, getting Bell Christmas Eve, best gift I got.
Now, let's transition into our next topic here. Speaking of Josh Bell, we're going to go to the Pittsburgh Pirates side.
Oh, yeah. Let's move on to that kid. What do you think about that?
When as a Pirate fan, you're just kind of used to, hey, we're not very good. We have some players. They have some talent. They're underperforming. They're going to go to a real team and they're going to perform better. But the way that Ben Cherington kind of did this whole process of the 2020-2021 offseason is something that Pirate fans, I think, should be very excited about. But it's also, for Pirates fans, they need patience. I know it's been patient for the past 20 years.
We actually have a GM now, too.
Yeah, but with Sherrington at the helm, he rebuilt the Red Sox in a few years. I think you just need to be patient with what he's trying to do, and I love what he's trying to do. He traded
Totally.
Josh Bell, he traded Joe Musgrove, he traded Jameson Taillon, and they got a bunch of prospects out of it, a bunch of really good prospects. And Pirate fans are like, "Why'd you do this? You undertraded. They're worth more." No, I agree. They possibly may be worth more, but where the Pirates are at right now, if they want to be contenders in 3 to 4 years, this was the time to make the moves. And with Taillon coming off the Tommy John surgery, his second one, the amount of prospects they got from the Yankees is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think what Ben Cherington
My bad.
he did a very good job with returns. And you look at 2019 when he traded Starling Marte before spring training, got Livio Piguero and Brennan Malone. Both of them were at the alternate training site, and both were 19, 20 years old, proving they can play with the 24, 25-year-olds no problem. So I think they found two gems there from the Diamondbacks for a guy who was suspended 80 games and was a pending UFA.
You look good.
That's a great job by Ben Cherington. I
they
really
look
do
good.
trust what this guy's doing.
Cannon Smith also too. You gotta look at him. Dude rakes.
A very underrated prospect in I know he's with the spring training club right now. I know he's probably gonna start around, I think, probably at Double A Altoona, where I think he'll fit in great with Cal Mitchell and Travis Swaggerty. And then that's a deadly output, if you ask me. That's 3 very high level prospects that I'm very excited to watch.
For me, whenever it comes to the Pirates, especially with their fans, this is how they go off of it. They see a player who is a perennial all-star, so like Taillon, and they don't, like most casual fans, right, they don't know prospects. So they see a highly talented major leaguer going for people who they consider nobodies, and then they just automatically consider it a bad trade. They don't look at they don't look deeper. If they did, they would be more than happy with the 3 or 4 trades that they made this offseason.
Yeah, I agree. The funny thing, for the Josh Bell trade, they got back Will Crowe, who I don't think was a bad return. But the funny thing is, Will Crowe is still considered a prospect, and he's 1 year older than Josh Bell.
Oh wow!
I thought that was a very interesting stat when that trade happened.
Eddie Yean's a stud too.
I like Eddie Yean, but the thing with Will Crowe, I think, is 26 years old, but he was drafted when he was 22. But Josh Bell was drafted when he was 18, and he's been in the major league for 3 or 4 years. But I thought it was just kind of funny. Like, hey, you go trade it for somebody that is older than you that's still considered a prospect.
All right, I want to ask you guys one question about Josh Bell, and then we can move on from this topic. What do you guys think about him taking number 19?
He took number 19.
And if you think about it, he's coming from Pittsburgh, where currently number 19 in Pittsburgh was known by as Juju Smith-Schuster. So is there anything you think there or no?
I don't think so. I think it's probably, like, I've seen a lot of players take numbers that they wore for a significant thing. So, like maybe they had such and such, like they hit their first home run or something in that jersey. So maybe that's part of it. I just don't think that, from what I know, at least, I don't think Bell even really knew Juju that well. But who knows? Maybe he did.
No, I think the 19. Maybe he did. I haven't done much research on it or anything because we're kind of just doing this off the script. But does anyone know what his college number was, or was he assigned 55 when he came to the Pirates? I know when he was in the minor leagues, he stuck with the number 35. So I don't know if 55 was taken on the Nationals, or his first All-Star game was 2019. Maybe that's it.
I think it was just a coincidence, though, of how he comes from Pittsburgh, wears 55 in Pittsburgh, then goes to Washington, and then wears 19, where someone in Pittsburgh is already wearing 19. So I just wanted to bring that up, see what you guys thought. I'm probably going to get a lot of hate about that, but I didn't really think that. I just wanted to see what you guys thought.
He competed in the home run derby, too. I don't know how many home runs he hit there, but if he hit 19 there, that could be a reason, too.
Could be. We may never know. I mean, we're just kids, so we'll probably never have Josh Bell on here to figure that out for ourselves. But so let's move on from this topic, shall we? What's next, kid? What's next on the list?
just a side note, we may be able to get his pitching or his pitcher from the home run derby on here at some point. May or may
We
not.
could, maybe.
Maybe.
We have some
Maybe we could actually get Ryan Pisani on here once in a while. He could join and be another host on here, like of how we all discussed. But
Speaking
no,
of
he's too busy playing Call of Duty.
Ryan Danny, our next topic is MLB The Show. For the
Oh,
one 2021 cover Fernando Tatis. What
now
you
my
thought?
question is, do you think this is going to be a crap game, horrible game, something like Madden 21? I think it's going to be a top tier
No.
game, very good game, going to be awesome, going to be one of the best sports games we've ever had.
And the way they're hyping it up with a lot of new features is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a stadium creator. I'm hearing a new road to the show story. I'm hearing, you look at the content that they had on PS4 for 20. It's only gonna get better if you upgrade it to next gen and then double the platforms.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
I'd say
there's no way it
triple,
could
right?
get worse, right?
I love the cross-platform idea. I think it's gonna definitely help the game grow. So the younger generation's not really a baseball kind of generation per se.
It's not. It
a
really isn't.
sport
I mean,
for them.
all you hear from the younger generation is, "I don't watch baseball,"
Mhm.
or "I don't." They don't. The younger generation, most of them don't even watch football. I think sports have just died off completely with the younger generation. They don't watch it.
They want to
And
do
that's
the simple, like it's boring. There's too much downtime, especially with baseball. There's so much downtime. There's not much excitement, I guess, per se. And it's easier just to get bored with the game because, like, in between pitches, what do? Probably look at your phone. Probably take a drink. Go get a snack. Go take go to the bathroom. And then you
Yeah.
lose track of the game. It's so easy just to lose track of the game.
But like, if you think about it, though, like you hear so many people, and I know I'm going off topic, but not really. If you look back and of how there was a playoff game for the NFL streamed on Nickelodeon. Now,
Mhm.
why was that? Because the younger generation doesn't watch sports. So you put it on a kids TV channel, and you have more kids watching and getting into it. See, maybe some kids will like it, and I think they did. I think they tuned into it. I mean, you had them explain. They had to explain the game of football to kids on Nickelodeon because of how much the younger generation doesn't watch sports.
I
I'd
think
say it's
yeah.
more that I think the younger generation's still into sports. I just don't think that they're as into the professional side.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they just kind of
True.
want to play it, to be completely honest. I don't think they put, like, because how many kids do you know that are into sabermetrics and stuff? Like, none, right?
Yeah.
Or that actually pay attention to, like, the stats and, like, look at scores every day and, like, stuff like that, like we do. Like, I don't know anybody who does that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I really don't.
Not many people I know do that. I think it was just when I'm not saying because back in my days I'm 18, but like I was I wouldn't say pre-internet, but like all I did was a little kid was watch sports and look at stats and do that kind of stuff. Because like the only video game console I really had was a Wii.
Yeah, honestly.
So like I played NHL Slapshot, I played MLB 2K, I played the old Maddens, and I just learned through that. And I feel like I still watch the sports, obviously, but like playing when something wasn't on. The only difference between now and then is no one's watching after the video games. It's just all video game.
Yeah.
So what the MLB is doing with this cross-platform, you get the Xbox people involved, and maybe if they get Nintendo Switch involved, suddenly the younger generation's introduced to baseball in a way
But
where
maybe getting. I don't know
graphics.
about Nintendo.
I don't think for now. Right now, I know it is Xbox, but saying maybe for 22, maybe switching to Nintendo because I know a lot of younger kids like Nintendo more.
Well, yes, but you also have to think they would then have to change the graphics, everything, so then it doesn't lag.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
Say,
look
like
at
younger
some
kids
games
doesn't
on
really matter.
Nintendo,
it's just that they
it is
have it.
horrid.
For Xbox and PlayStation, it's all about graphics and gameplay. For Switch, I'm pretty sure it's just all a matter of having a game out there to play.
No,
That you can take on the go, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not as. I feel like for a Switch, it's not as much as how good it is. It's just where you can take it.
Exactly.
honestly.
And if they could, I feel like the older generation almost has lost baseball too.
Mhm.
How many adults
Oh,
do you know
yeah.
that actually watch like the sports like again like we do? Like not many of them really pay attention that closely. Like a lot do, but when you look at how many there are, not
Mhm.
really many do. But if you could bring
You're,
it to
you're
maybe
totally right.
if you could bring it to like PC even, how many like adults do you know that actually play PC? Like you have more adults on a PC than a console.
Right.
Like it would
But
be
like, you're
so much
totally right
harder,
though
but
about that. Like I was sitting on the couch the other night and I'm watching baseball, and my brother comes in and goes, "Why are you watching baseball? It's so boring." I mean, like it's a. I mean, he's trying out for the high school team. He's literally he's already been talked to by the varsity coaches. He might be playing varsity baseball. He's been playing baseball his whole life, but yet says that watching baseball is boring
Mhm.
because it's
yeah,
not fun if you're not there.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I watch it, and I like to watch it. I think it's a good sport to watch, and that's mainly because I get it. I get why watching it is fun. I mean, you want to see your team
Yeah.
win. You want to see your team do good. You want to see home runs. You want to see good things happen live. You don't want to go back and watch highlights. Like, oh, that was a good game. No, you didn't even watch the whole game.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it definitely hurts more in Pittsburgh just because of the younger gen. Every time you put on the Pirates for the past 5, 6 years, it hasn't been good.
Let's be honest too. If
Honestly,
you're
And that's
trying to,
the memories you're gonna carry with you. Is like, hey, what'd you watch as a kid? Oh, I watched the Penguins win the Cup in 2016, 2017, but the Pirates went 91 and 170 in 2018. And like that's what you remember.
and lost to the Giants in 2015 in the wild card.
another thing you look at too is if you're trying to get a kid into baseball, are you going to show them a crappy team? You're
Yeah,
going to
you're
show
gonna
them a
put
team
them
that's
to the
going to
No,
win.
Dodgers. You're gonna put them to the Astros. You're gonna put them
course
to the
not.
Yankees. You know.
Why would you put them to a
Like,
team? That's just it's like they're because it's not going to be exciting because they're not going to hit the ball. They're not going to do anything in what they would
Why
consider
would you
exciting.
let them watch the Pirates? No offense to the Pirates by any means, but it's the younger gen. Why would they watch the Pirates?
I'm going to be honest. This is how I became a Nationals fan. 2015, Pirates lose to the Giants. I said, you know what? I'm tired of being a Pirates fan. The Nationals logo looks pretty cool. How about I just become a Nationals fan? Bought me a Bryce Harper jersey.
Exactly.
Moved on to that. Knew nothing about the Nationals. Didn't know Bryce Harper was good. Just knew he was their best player. Didn't know
Yeah.
how good he was. Nothing. Because I followed the Pirates my whole life. Move over to the Nationals. I'm watching, seeing how good they are. So I technically wasn't a bandwagon because I didn't know how they were. But I've been a Nationals fan since 2015. Love the team. Have 3 jerseys. One here, wearing another one underneath. So have all that. I have a Max Scherzer autograph glove. But
Mhm.
I finally can now say that I got to see my favorite team win a World Series.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I don't think they're saying a Pirate fans anything anytime soon.
honestly,
Hopefully
I
next year
don't like.
for guy or you know.
I don't see you as a Pirates fan being able to say that for the next few years. Maybe the next 20, if I'm being honest.
How many people can all like? Nothing beats playoff sports too. If you're trying to get a kid
Honestly,
excited, for a sport or a team, you're gonna show them a playoff game. Because why
Mhm.
like I
wouldn't you?
miss Bucktober. You remember that? Oh,
Yeah,
Pirates are in the playoffs. Let's go. It's Bucktober.
yeah,
The hype around that was so fun.
Oh my
yeah.
God, there were T-shirts and everything. It
And
was
then they had the
amazing.
blackouts too.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
that was fun.
You had you had like Mark Melanson coming in, and you had like
Mark the
Jason
Shark,
Grilli calling grilled cheese.
Yeah,
the Mark the Shark intro was amazing.
you had Cunch too.
Honestly,
The dreadlocks. That was fun.
Touch with the dreads. Russell Martin hitting the ball and Johnny Cueto dropping the ball. Like, it's sad. Pirates' best memory in the past 20 years is Cueto.
It's Johnny Cueto
Cueto.
dropping a baseball.
And then Russell Martin absolutely bomb off in the next pitch.
you know it's so sad that the Pirates aren't doing good anymore, and like they have one of the nicest fields in baseball.
They probably have the best. I would go out. I would go to say that they have the best. Or them or the Padres.
They definitely have one of
I
the best.
gotta agree.
It's just, and you could pack that stadium too. But like I know that if I show my friend that doesn't watch baseball Pirates game, they're not gonna care. But
No,
if I show them a World Series game, if I show them game, was it 5 Astros Dodgers back and forth the whole time?
Boom, boom, boom.
Shut up. Yeah, they're gonna get excited because that was a great game. It's back and forth the whole time. It also helps whenever you actually have a fan base in the stands too. It was probably a lot
True.
harder for people to actually watch baseball this year, if we're being honest.
Gotta agree.
Thing on TV, and like that's obvious to anybody else. You'd rather be there. I think fan interaction too is probably key, because if you have a memory with a player, like for me, I believe it was 2017. I was sitting in the left field at PNC Park, and we were trying to get a ball, and Starling Marte comes up. He points at my sister. He comes over and puts the ball in her glove, and then gives me a high five. And there's like a still image that they used on Root Sports of me giving Marte a high five. It was one of the coolest moments I've ever had there. And he was a pretty down to earth guy. And then I got him to sign the ball afterwards, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I told my story in our failed one. We tried to film before, failed. But so basically, I'm at a game. There's me and this other kid who's screaming for a ball. He gives us both one, like back-to-back innings. Gives him one in the 7th, me in the 8th. Best thing ever. Best part about that ball is I actually got it signed by Steve Blass and Greg Brown. So I was going to another game, Mother's Day game, and we're eating at that restaurant like right outside of PNC. You know that one I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And they're just walking past, and my mom picks me up and goes, "Get their autograph on your baseball." I'm like, okay. So I brought the ball with me for some reason, and they autographed it. It was awesome.
Exactly. Jay knows when I go to Altoona when he's the season ticket holder up there. You can build like relationships with the players because
you can, yeah.
you can just go down to the
built so many.
You can
It's
talk
just
to the guys.
awesome.
You can get autographs. Like for me, the one memory that sticks out, I know it sticks out for Jay as well. 2018 playoffs. They played
that
the
game.
Akron Rubber Ducks. And actually, Josh Donaldson was playing for the Akron Rubber Ducks at that time. He was on a rehab assignment
In the playoffs.
But it was pouring down rain. The curve was like 7-1.
There was water up to our ankles in the stands. Me and Kane are standing, huddling around an umbrella, like on each other's shoulders, essentially.
Yeah. There's literally less than 100 people left in the entire stadium because of how bad it is.
Stephen Alamez and Cole Tucker were on deck, and we were standing right over there, ankle deep water.
We were legit talking
his shoes off.
We were legit talking to them while they were on the on-deck circle and stuff. And it was kind of cool. It was just one of those things. And then after the game, Cole Tucker and Steph Alamez, both who are, I'd say, decent friends of ours.
Pretty good prospects, too.
Yeah, pretty good prospects. Come over and they start like talking. We're having like a legit conversation and everything. And then next thing I know, they're like, "Hey, do you guys want gear?" We're like, "Sure." It's me, Jay, and a few other kids. And I ended up getting a bat from Cole Tucker and a hat.
That's awesome.
And
I
then
got
Steph
a bat
Alamez.
from Brian Hayes.
He was also another one that came over and
cleats. We had cleats. We had gloves. Mm-hmm. We have what else did we get, Caden?
Well, we got a bunch of stuff. I got Steph Alamez's game worn cleats from that game, which was
Really?
I have Cole's cleats.
Cool. Oh, we're running out of time here. It says